morning. Today we'll be talking about how to structure your content for SEO purposes and the use of keywords and H tags in your title. In this workshop, we'll be looking at what are titles and subheading tags in HTML, title hierarchy, title tags and font size, title accessibility, and common misconceptions when using titles. I've even used ChatGPT to come up with some ideas for using keywords in our titles to form the structure of our content, and I'll walk you through my process. Introducing content structure. Content structure is critical for creating accessible and engaging content. A well-structured piece of content helps convey information clearly and makes it easier for users to navigate and read, as well as understand our content. Effective content structure involves the use of headings, subheadings, paragraphs, and lists, as well as other elements to create a logical and coherent flow. Structured content benefits not only the readers, but also the website owner, as it can improve the search engine optimization, or SEO, and this will increase user engagement. Search engines like Google use the structure of content to determine its relevance and rank it in the search results. Users are more likely to engage with content that is easy to read and understand, which can lead to increased time spent on the website, lower bounce rate, and ultimately higher conversions. Overall, content structure plays a critical role in creating an accessible, engaging, and effective content that benefits both the users and the website owners. I'd like to kick things off with a quick recap and some helpful tips on structuring content for SEO. 1. As mentioned in the last workshop, start with keyword research and identify who your audience is and what are they searching for. Use tools like Google Keyword Planner, Ahrefs, SEMrush, and Moz to find relevant keywords and phrases. 2. Create a catchy headline with engaging language that is optimized for your target keyword. Keep it short and action-orientated. 3. Use subheadings 2 through 4 to break up your content to make it easily scannable sections. This will help readers and search engines understand the structure of your content. 4. Use bullet points and lists to make your content easy to scan and read. We can improve your SEO as well doing this. 5. Internal links and relevant content to your website within your blog posts. This will help search engines understand the relationship between your content and improve your overall SEO score. Use images, videos, and other media to break up your content and make it more engaging. Optimize your images for SEO and use alt text and file names. We'll look at this in Workshop 6. Optimize your meta tags, which are your title descriptions, for your target keyword and make them compelling enough to entice users to click through to your content. And we'll look at this in Workshop 8. Finally, include a call to action at the end of your blog post to increase user engagement and drive those conversions. So what are title and subheading tags in HTML? As you might know, H tags are HTML elements used to define the headings on a web page. They range from H1 to 6, with H1 being the main heading and H6 being the least important one. These tags provide a hierarchical structure to the content on a web page, making it easier for users to read and navigate the page. The main title of the page is often marked up with a H1 tag, and this is usually the largest and most prominent heading on the page. Subheadings marked up with H2, 3, 4, etc. Go in a descending order of importance. H2 is used for the main subheading, whilst lower level tags like H3 and H4 are used for subheadings within those sections. In this example, we can see what are second-term blues and factors causing second-term blues and how to manage them as a H2 title, with coming back to reality as a H3 title. Using titles and subheading tags correctly is important for both the usability and for search engine optimization. In summary, properly marked up headings can help users find the information they were looking for and understand the structure of the content. This is made even more important when we factor in accessibility needs like the use of screen readers. In addition, search engines use titles and subheading tags to understand the content on the page and rank it appropriately for the relevant SEO query. Now let's look at title hierarchy and how to utilize title tags and subheadings for SEO. Headings and subheadings are an important part of SEO because they help search engines understand the structure and hierarchy of our content. Here are some best practices for using headings and subheadings for SEO. 1. Use descriptive and meaningful text in your H tags rather than generic or vague phrases. This will make it easier for users to navigate your content and search engines to understand the relevance. 2. Make sure your headings and subheadings accurately reflect the content of each section. 3. Use keywords strategically in your headings and subheadings to signal to search engines that your content is relevant to a specific search query. 4. Keep your headings and subheadings concise. 5. Use headings and subheadings to break up long content into smaller, more manageable sections that are easier to read and digest. H tags provide a way to mark up headings and subheadings in HTML code, and using them effectively can greatly improve the structure, accessibility, and performance of your content. Here is how your content should be structured with headings in mind. 1. Use H1 for your main title, including your primary keyword. 2. Use H2 tags for your subheadings. Provide more specific information on the content of each section of your article or blog post. 3. Use the H3, 4, etc. for further subheadings if you need to keep them, but make sure to keep them relevant and to the overall topic of the content. It'll look a little bit like this. I asked ChatGPT to give me some examples of good article titles that incorporate the SEO keyword student mental health, and this is what it came up with. 5 strategies for supporting student mental health, tips for teachers and parents. In this example, the title includes the SEO keyword student mental health in a clear and descriptive way that accurately reflects the content of the article. The title provides a promise for the value to the reader and indicating that they will learn about the strategies for supporting student mental health. Finally, the title is concise and uses title case, making it easy to read and understand for all users. I then asked ChatGPT to generate some H2 and H3 titles that use other keywords associated with our primary keyword, student mental health, and this is what it suggested. The H2 titles are signs and symptoms of student mental health issues, effective ways to manage student stress and anxiety, supporting student mental health in the classroom, the importance of early intervention for student mental health, and the H3 titles are identifying and addressing burnout in students, mindfulness techniques for improving student mental health, addressing stigma and misconceptions about student mental health, and helping students build resilience for better mental health. These H2 and H3 titles use related keywords such as symptoms, stress, classroom, intervention, burnout, mindfulness, stigma, resilience, and anxiety. These provide more specific information related to the main topic of student mental health. These headings can help organize the content of the article and make it easier for users to scan and find information they need. So we can see from this example here how ChatGPT can be used to generate the article headers that start broad and then drill down to structure our content and make it more skimmable. So taking from the examples that we've just seen earlier, the final article titles you could use for our content could be 5 strategies for supporting student mental health, tips for teachers and parents as our main page article. Then our H2 tag could be signs and symptoms of student mental health issues, with a subheading under that being addressing stigma and misconceptions about student mental health. We could then have another subheading with a H2 tag stating that this paragraph would be about effective ways to manage student mental stress and anxiety, with then subheadings under that being mindfulness techniques for improving student mental health, helping students build resilience for better mental health. Using this tool, we can help content creators to come up with ideas around a specific keyword. It is important to remember that these content examples are classed as your money or your life content and should always be reviewed by industry experts. Never blindly copy or paste from AI tools like ChatGPT, but use them to support and enrich your writing. Title tags and font size. When structuring content, font size is important both for skimmable content, but also to guide our users to the most important text first, or the thing that they're looking for. Text size can be used to guide a user through a journey of our content. If you're familiar with content management systems or page builders like WordPress, Wix, Weebly, all of those, The priority of the H tag comes with default text sizes to display. And it's a common misconception that if you want to make text bigger, all you need to do is increase the H tag. The text size that we're displaying on the page can always be overwritten to display the size of text you require. That being said, there are generally accepted conventions for how different H tags should be used in terms of text size. For example, H1 tags are often used in the main title of the page or article. They're usually displayed in larger font size than other subheadings or headings. When approaching text size in relation to articles, we must use the same font or format across the whole site, so there is consistency in the product. However, when it comes to the main static pages on the website, a specific size and style of text is ultimately up to the designer. It is important to know that using different font sizes for different headings can help the content become more scannable, visually pleasing, and this can improve the user experience and potentially the SEO as well. This is one of my favorite examples of visual hierarchy, and it's by Chaos Amran Studios. Your eye will be drawn to the word you, and then you will read this first, and then you will read the next line. And the longer you spend exploring this image, the more your eye is guided to different areas of importance by the use of size, font, proximity, and color. These techniques allow content creators to highlight the importance between the relationships between different sets of text. This image is a great example of how content creators can guide users around their page. In summary, the H tag value does not directly determine the size of the text on the page, but there are conventions for how different H tags are typically used in terms of text size. Ultimately, size and the style of the text are up to the designer or developer to determine. Title accessibility. Always be accurate and informative. Now let's talk about something really important, and that's title accessibility. Accessible titles are titles that are designed to be easily understandable by all users, including those with disabilities. There are important components of website accessibility as they help users understand the content and the purpose of the web page or document. The key characteristics of accessible titles include being descriptive, and these titles should be descriptive and accurately describe the content on the page. Concise titles should be to the point and avoid unnecessary words or phrases. Unique. Titles should be unique and distinguishable from other pages or documents. Meaningful. Titles should be meaningful and provide context to the user about the purpose of the content on the page. The benefits of using accessible titles include improved accessibility. Accessible titles can help users with disabilities understand the content of a web page or document. Better search engine optimization. Search engines use titles to understand the content of the page and determine its relevance to a search query. Increased usability. Accessible titles can make it easier for users to navigate and understand the content of a web page or document. Improved user experience. Accessible titles can help users quickly and easily find the information they need, improving the overall user experience. Common misconceptions when using titles in content. We've recently just looked at one of the most common ones, and that is that the H value is related to the size of the text, when we now know that you can override this. So there are a few common misconceptions that people have when it comes to using titles in content. And what I've put together is a list of 10 reasons why clickbait articles are bad, and number 7 will shock you. And here they are. Clickbait articles are bad. While it's important to grab the reader's attention with a catchy title, it's equally important that the title accurately reflects the content of the article. A title that is too clever or misleading can result in disappointment and frustration for the reader. Avoid lengthy titles. Whilst it's important to provide enough information in the title to give readers an idea of what the content is about, titles that are too long can be overwhelming and difficult to read. Keep titles concise and to the point. Do not stuff your article with keywords. It's important to include relevant keywords in the title to help with search engine optimization. Titles that are stuffed with too many keywords can be off-putting to readers and even harm your SEO score. Titles can be an afterthought. Finally, some people think that titles can be created at the end of the writing process or even outsourced to somebody else. However, the title is an integral part of the content and should always be given the time and attention it deserves. So thank you for listening to this talk on structuring content using titles and subheading tags. The next session will be on indexes and fraggles. Indexes and fraggles form an important part of making content skimmable. Google is now putting more emphasis into this in the search engine results page, or the SERP. This session will be on Friday the 19th.